I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't hit, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous, down wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank, I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze, the roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag, I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag, I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket, Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous, cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and whoo. Watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead, watch out, get ahead. Woo. Watch out, set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare, I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and read it, you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really nah, I got these arrows aiming at your rib. raps. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice. These my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no, you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here, typically at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're getting some moves on XRP as well as Bitcoin, so I wanted to was going to drop a market update that I figured I might as well go live for the Mafia and hang out with you guys a little bit here during the day. I'm going to break down XRP, guys, as we have come up to our next target. If you guys watched the live stream from last night, you will know that Bitcoin came up to hit our target at about $100,000, and we also had some targets on XRP, which wound up getting hit last night, and our next target wound up getting hit today. So I want to talk about what we're looking at here on XRP as well as Bitcoin. It's going to be a little shorter stream probably than usual. But you guys know how that typically goes. So we'll see how long we go here. But shout out to the Mafia in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got Jesse in the chat, the like police. What is going on, bro? Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto on Friday nights, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live stream. But shout out to Jesse. We got Darren Does Things in the chat. Shout out to Darren. Welcome in, guys. Show our mods some love. This is off time for us, so I don't know all the mods that are in the chat, but show the mods some love in the chat. We got Cuz I Can Bump It, or Koozie Can, as I like to call them. We got Goldavelli. We got Looney. We got some OGs in the chat. What is going on? Great to see you guys in here. Let's see. We got Nirvana. We got Alex O Crypto. What is going on, bro? Long time no see, bro. What is going on, man? Let's see. We got Cryptography in the chat. What is going on, bro? We got King Tommy. We got the King in the chat, guys. Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being here. We got Jake. Jesse dropping the super chat. Thank you so much for that, bro. Said, here we go. Let's get it. Shout out to Phoebe. Let's see. We got Greg in the chat. What is going on, man? Bada boom, bada bing. We got Maureen C7, Nick Dunn, and last but not least, we got Rollins 420. What is going on, man? Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. But we got a lot here to look at on the charts, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. And as you know, yesterday we were looking at some pretty interesting stuff on the charts as we had Bitcoin rip all the way through our volume profile. Coming up, and finally, tapping our final target, which was sitting at this purple box, sitting between about $100,755 and $99,786. This is a very, very key level of resistance, guys. Bitcoin is 100% at a decision point here. Are we finally going to get that breakout for Bitcoin, pushing us up potentially into our next major target through this zone of liquidity, potentially pushing us into that $104,000 zone? This is the next stop to the upside, in my opinion. Now, as you guys know, we do have a ton of resistance above this level, so it is going to be a little bit difficult if we could get out of this value area, push up into this liquidity. If we're going to have to reassess the situation like we were talking about last night once we get up here, because this is going to be heavy resistance for Bitcoin and could potentially give us a big rejection to the downside. Hopefully that's not the case, but like I said, we'll reassess the situation once we get up there. But guys, based off our volume profiles, lately I've been pressing these volume profiles like crazy because they are so reliable, giving us that full fill of our range into our POC, above that POC, into our final target at the value area high, literally tapping that value area high almost to the dollar. Absolutely beautiful to see. Now, as we know, guys, Bitcoin pumps. It's super exciting. And if we are able to see that uptrend continue, those are going to be the upper targets that I'll be watching. However, as we come into this value area high, it is key resistance for many reasons. Not only is it our value area high, which is typically once we get up into these value area highs or even deviate above them, this is typically where we're looking for short positions. And we did catch a beautiful short position last night in the premium Discord. I was able to get that set up in there just in time. But last night on the live stream, you guys know, as we were approaching this level, we were talking about the possibility of a cool-off to some very, very, very specific levels on the chart. And I don't know, maybe that level is somewhere around $97,400, $500. But I'll pull up those levels here. We're going to pull up the actual analysis. This is what we did last night. Looking for that potential cool-off as we have finally tapped into that value area high, looking for a potential cool-off into our next key zone of resistance, which came in on the confluence we had here at the POC of the range, sitting with our local 786 Fibonacci retracement and our value area high of this little mini range. Let me see. Do I actually have this up here? Bada boom. Yeah, so right here, catching this in the premium Discord. I did take a shot at that short, and we did look for this to play out in full down to that point of control, /786. We also had these single prints. We actually looked at this last night on the live stream as well. We had some single prints on the chart, and when we look at these single prints, guys, oftentimes when you come down to these levels, when you see single prints like that, typically, once you get inside of them, they will fill very quickly, and when you can get a key level of support at the bottom or top of those single prints, whether you're coming up or down, but when you can get those key levels of resistance in line with the fill of those single prints, sometimes that does add a really nice confluence, not only for the quick drop through those single prints, and I'm really glad this played out because this is what we were talking about, right? Once you get into those single prints, sometimes it does kind of act like a low volume gap. It is very similar to a low volume gap, but it is really, the TPO profiles are based off of time. The higher out these levels come, the more time price has spent at that level, right? So when you come up in a quick way and you spend less than 30 minutes in in one particular price area, that's what creates those single prints. And then once you revisit them, get inside them, that's where you see them fill down in full, making that a beautiful take profit level. And that did wind up playing out in full, dropping us down, hitting that take profit almost to the dollar into that POC. And then we did get a very, very nice bounce here, which is good to see. But like I said, guys, we are approaching extremely important resistance, because if you look at this, we rejected the value area high, we came down, we bounced off that POC, but we're now potentially putting in a lower high here locally into a golden pocket 786 retracement when pulled from the local high to the local low. And if we're going to start a downtrend here, this would be the area to look for that lower high. So we are getting that little bit of a pullback, but hopefully we do not have to see that, and we can just creep up here. Now I'm going to take a look at Market Cypher B and give you guys my thoughts on this, how likely I think it is to continue up or get the bigger drop to the downside. Now, if we look, the one thing that I am paying attention to here, guys, is if we look at specifically the 1 hour and the 45-minute time frames, our money flow is technically, it's trying to come back up here on the 1 hour. If we come on down to the 45-minute, you can see it's trying to come up as well. But as these VWAPs are rolling over, we could have incoming red dots. And if those red dots do wind up printing, it could drag this money flow back down. And as this is generally trending to the downside, if we saw that money flow crossover into the red, this could potentially trigger a bigger move to the downside. And the reason for this is because if you come up to your 12-hour time frame, you can see our red dot on the 12-hour is looking to potentially print. And with the Market Cypher B 116 strategies, with the red dots on the 12-hour or the 16-hour, with those money flow crossovers into the red on the 1 hour or 45-minute, typically, if you have those money flow crossovers on the lower time frames at the same time as those red dots, it could trigger a much, much bigger move to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at for the bearish case if it's going to play out. But what is nice here is we have a nice invalidation point, which is simply going to be breaking above the 786 of this local value, local Fibonacci retracement, not value area. So if we get above that 786, that is kind of what we need to get above if we do not want to see a drop back to the downside here. And we do have the red dots coming in here on Market Cypher B, potentially on the 12-hour, 45-minute, 1 hour, with the money flows coming out. So this is just something that I'm watching very closely if we're going to see that bigger drop to the downside. But just remember, this 786 is coming in at about $100,095. So we can get above that, flip it to support. We might be able to work our way back up to that value area high and hopefully get out of here. But in general, guys, this is just our zone of resistance. So, in the longer term, this is the box to get above. And to be quite honest with you, I wish I could say that this is the level that we need to hit $104,000, but it is just simply not, right? Because if we pull this larger Fibonacci retracement, not this one, sorry, from the all-time high all the way to our current low here, come on, give me that wick. Give me that wick. There we go. You can see we do have that golden pocket sitting just above here. So we do have a significant amount of resistance here, but we don't even have to really think about this until we get out of this first zone. So step number one, right? Get above this purple box. Get out of that value area high, and then we can start to attack this larger golden pocket. And then once we break above there, I think that is where we see the move up to about $104,000. And again, this 786 is a larger 786 retracement, which typically is the doorway that we have to break through to see higher prices. But again, we do have this large area of resistance with multiple daily naked points of controls, multiple naked points of controls. We have a daily and a weekly sitting here as well. We have a daily horizontal, and we actually have 2 daily naked points of controls in here. So we do have a lot of resistance above, guys. So even if we do break out, we're going to have to really reassess the situation and play this level to level, because there's many places we can get a rejection here. But right now, you can see here, if we're going to continue this downtrend and put in these continued local lower highs, this is that purple box to get above. So not only does this work as beautiful targets, but we know this is a key level of resistance that Bitcoin must get above. Now, if we get the bigger drop to the downside, like I said last night, what we were looking at was a drop down towards this POC for a potential bounce. We wound up getting that to come in, but if this is going to continue in a downtrend, we're going to continue to break structure to the downside. Still, the key level is the same. POC of the range is going to be that first major level that we want to stay on top of. Once you wind up losing this point of control, this is where we can see a drop down. I believe this is a tapped weekly. Let me just double check this real quick, guys. But this is going to take a minute to load, I think. Okay. So, if we lose that POC, this is your key level of support, guys, because just in terms of our volume profile, just like on the first drop to the downside we had over here, you lose that POC and you can't get back above it. Yeah, I think this is tapped. that's where you're looking for that journey back down to the value area low. Now, I am not immediately going to be anticipating a drop all the way down to this value area low. We do have some key zones closer to about $92,000 if we pull our full Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high here. Come on. Come on. Give me that dang wick. Come on. There we go. Okay. So if we do come down here, guys, we could look at this full Fibonacci retracement. Now, in terms of the volume profile, if we did come down here, could we look for long positions? Yes. But to be quite, I will be looking for longs down here if we did make it all the way back. But I will say, in terms of the larger volume profile, it's going to be a difficult situation because I don't love trading the middle of the range. I talk about this all the time, and I'm planning on dropping a video soon here breaking down this long position that we took from the value area low all the way up into the value area high, hitting final take profit. I'm going to break that down because, for the most part, guys, when you're trading these volume profiles, you really only want to be trading the extremes unless you're trading within a local profile. You can obviously do that. But, in the grand scheme of things, the highest probability trades are going to be at the value area high and deviations above, and then the highest probability longs are going to be at the value area low with deviations below. So, if we did wind up getting, let me hide this, if we did wind up getting this drop to the downside, lose that POC, and we start falling here, that golden pocket could be an area to look for some longs, but I'd probably be treating those, depending on the situation once we get down there, I'll probably be treating these as some kind of scalp positions, because again, once you're below that POC, that value area low does tend to be a magnet for price, right? Even if it is messy along the way, right? You get the drop down. Oh, no, we're bouncing. You get a drop down. Oh, my God, we're bouncing. Oh, my God, we're bouncing. Oh, we're going up, higher high. And then eventually you do just wind up getting sucked down towards that value area low where we have that liquidity sitting. So, it's going to be a difficult situation if we get down there, but I do just want to bring up these zones. Key level of support, 97,400. Lose that. Probably going to get a quicker move down towards these golden pockets. And then if we look a little bit more locally here, and we're going to get into XRP in just a minute here, guys. But if you pull up those local levels here, this local value area low, technically, we could probably find some more local levels in here, and I will update you guys with those local Fibonacci levels in confluence with this volume profile, as we approach those zones. But, in the grand scheme of things, when we look at the higher time frames, here's the thing. Do I think that a full rotation, even down to that golden pocket, would be possible? I'll tell you this. If we get that 1 hour money flow to cross over into the red with the 12-hour and 16-hour red dots, that would not be out of the question. But as of right now, locally, we are in an uptrend, so we have to be looking for higher lows and continuations up. And then zooming in here, yeah, Bitcoin's starting to get a little bit of a spill here. Come on, baby. Come on. We actually are in a scalp short position here, or I am personally in a scalp short position here. I just opened this a few minutes ago, moved my stop loss to break even over here on Blowfin of about $250. I just entered this. So we're going to see, right? This is a very, very aggressive entry. And I'll be honest with you, I was even telling the premium Discord, somewhat of an chance of this playing out in full. But in case we are going to come in and put that lower high in on this local golden pocket 786, just to give you guys an idea of why I actually did take that position, we came and tapped that 786 locally. And then that is what kind of triggered my thought process with that 1 hour money flow coming down, the red dot potentially incoming as well. Could see that continuation down. To be honest, I kind of hope I get stopped out of this so we could just continue up. I am also holding a portion of my long position here over on Femex. I've already taken a good amount of profits off of this, about $2,800 in profit. Still have $1,700 unrealized. So we're making money whether price goes up or down here, guys. You know how the CandleMafia rolls. But I would kind of hope that we could just continue up here. I'm kind of sick of these drops to the downside. It's much more exciting when things go up. But those are the key levels I'm looking at from a simple perspective. You simply just want to keep an eye on your. Let me just double check this. Yeah, so I can get rid of this naked point of control real quick. So yeah, you really want to be watching this POC. That is your key level that you do not want to lose. That at least gives you the opportunity to drop down to your local value area low, because once you lose this POC, right, if we did wind up coming down here, which again, hopefully we don't have to do, get stuck in here, you're looking to go to the POC and potentially the value area low. So it would at least give you the opportunity to come down to about 96.1, 96.2. But once you really start getting stuck under that POC, could cause a bit of a bigger move to the downside, especially with those signals that we're seeing on the higher time frame. So that's what I'm looking at right now on Bitcoin, guys. We're just kind of hanging out in our target here, but I just wanted to let you guys know there is a possibility of a local lower high here. So just be careful, but hopefully we could just work our way out of here. And I forgot who said it, but somebody brought up the trigger wave on the 15-minute. And yesterday somebody asked me about how trigger waves work, and I did just kind of want to point this out. When you look at trigger waves, guys, someone was asking, what is the difference between, or how do you spot anchor waves and trigger waves? And what was the time frame here? Let me see. right here on the 90-minute, guys, when you see an anchor wave is typically when that when this momentum wave comes down below that negative 60 line. This is what we consider an anchor wave, right? And then those trigger waves are these tight little green dots that print very, very close to the 0 line. And if you kind of remember this, you can draw it kind of like one of those things that I'm not going to bring up because I don't know if YouTube likes us talking about that. They might not care. But you have your little handle here, and then you have that trigger. And then sometimes when you pull that trigger, that is where you get the big move up. So we do somewhat have that here on the 90-minute. So I just wanted to break that down. You guys can see, right? We came in, we put that trigger wave, we have the anchor, the trigger, and then you get that big push to the upside, which is nice to see, especially if you're looking at Market Cipher B. It's kind of like a textbook anchor trigger wave situation. So I just wanted to break that down. Hopefully whoever asked that is in the chat and can take something away from there. But that's what we're looking at, guys. Be careful of that lower high potentially incoming. I am short and long right now, both trades in profit. My short has the stop loss to break even, just to kind of show you guys, you got to manage that risk. Whoop, that's a long. Stop loss is at break even here, right? So as soon as we came into profit here, I even told the Mafia, I was like, I'm moving my stop loss very, very quickly here because, I don't want to, there is some mixed signals on the chart here. So if we get that pop up, I don't want to lose a ton of money. I want to stop out at break even. And for the move to the upside, I will say here, guys, 4-hour money flow starting to bing bong back into the red here. VWAP coming up. So we do have those mixed signals. So we do really have to be careful. And that's why I moved my stop loss very, very quickly on that position. So now let's move on into XRP, guys, because XRP hitting not only new all-time highs, but also coming into our next Fibonacci extension targets, which are sitting right on that all-time high, right? Yesterday on the live stream, or a couple days ago, or probably for the last week or so, not even, probably throughout all this consolidation, as soon as we made this low, guys, we found this target up here sitting between 314 and 332, and this is what gave us that major target. And where is Bitcoin sitting here, guys? It came into our first target yesterday, and then finally today we came up and hit that all-time high. We even said yesterday on the live stream, is XRP about to see all-time highs this week? And here we are sitting at that next target, and yesterday we did move that next target because we hit our first one, so we moved that box up here to kind of mark out a second target zone, and here we are hitting that all-time high, guys. So if we can stay above this all-time high now, I would be careful because all-time highs do typically give us some kind of turbulence or some kind of resistance, so be careful. But if we are able to, once we're able to get above that all-time high, the next major stop, or I wouldn't even really call this major, I would kind of call this a local stop at about 352. Let's say it again. Somebody clip it. Are we going to see a $3.52 XRP very soon? Potentially, it is in the cards here. And then once we break above that, guys, we could potentially see XRP fly into this next Fibonacci extension target sitting between 418 and 453. And these targets have been absolutely super loyal to us, coming up here and hitting these targets. Well, not this one just yet, but we'll see. If we can get above here, I do think that's kind of where XRP could start to fly up to these higher targets. And I know a lot of people, especially if you're new here, a lot of people are asking about my longer-term targets. Now, I am, I'm not taking any major profits on my XRP here, but, in the longer term, guys, the kind of first major bull market target for me on XRP, I'm not expecting to necessarily come right up here. Hopefully we can. This could take a long time. There's probably a lot of pumps and dumps leading up to it. But my first major bull market target for XRP is going to be about 528. And I know a lot of the XRP armies like, Frankie, come on, 528, 552, or 528, man. Give us a higher target than that. And we do have those higher targets leading up to 851. Target number 3 at about 1158, and then target number 4 about 1481. Can we get up there? It's going to be hard to tell. I will be assessing the situation at each one of these levels, but locally, guys, we have some nice targets above, and these targets have been getting absolutely slapped recently. So let's see if we can work our way up there. And we always talk about how XRP likes to fly out of these bull pennants pretty nicely. We basically just get these rips to the upside. We coil up, explosion, and we just had this long consolidation, which is why we were looking for that next move to the upside. We knew once we broke that 786, these next targets would be very likely, and here we are sitting there right now. Now we do have, if we come on over here to the 5-hour, we do have a 5-hour fresh green dot with money flow coming up. This is not too shabby. And then another major thing we were looking at on the higher time frames, which could potentially, which was really signaling this push to the upside. We were literally trying to front run the idea of this bearish divergence printing before we got this push up, saying, well, hey, if we're going to get this 3-day green dot to play out and give us that bearish divergence, we have to come up and break these highs. And where is that next high going to come in at? Probably going to come in on this Fibonacci zone, and here we are. We even drew this out many times on the live stream, and it's just played out exactly as we wanted it to. So just be careful. We are at significant resistance, especially that all-time high being up in this Fibonacci Fibonacci zone. So, pullbacks are not impossible, but the key level to get above right now, guys, other than the all-time high, is $3.52. If we break above there, we could start to see XRP in that $4 range. Absolutely beautiful. And if we come up here to some of the higher time frames, 5-day green dot confirmed, money flow back in the green as well. And then if we come on over to the 6-day, come on, market side, come on, TradingView. Don't poop out of me now. There we go. So come on, there we go. Right, 5-day green dot also printing with our money flow crossover into the green, basically at the same time. Very, very, very nice to see. These 5-day money flow crossovers, guys, are typically nothing to mess around with. Obviously, we had some noise back here, but that last significant money flow crossover into the green on the 5-day wound up giving us about a 754% rip to the upside right back here in 2021. So these 5-day money flow crossovers are nothing to scoff at, and this fresh crossover could be somewhat bullish for XRP to maybe come up and hit some of these higher targets. So not too shabby here for XRP. Shout out to the XRP army in the chat. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Waiting for a 35% retrace. Shout out to the wall. I don't hate that idea, bro. I don't hate that idea. A lot of people just want to buy the green candles, but we like to wait for those pullbacks, and that's why we do not get scared on these pullbacks, guys. And when XRP was pulling back here, we had all our key levels sitting right here, right? If we pull up our local range, right, we knew. Let's come on down to something like the 2-hour, right? We knew. We were just basically bing-bonging around in this volume profile where you could be looking for longs at the lows and potential shorts at the highs. Even a short at the high here, at least to the POC, would have played out very, very nicely. With the volume profiles, guys, as reliable as they are, you don't always necessarily get, obviously, because price ranges 80% of the time, but it's not going to range 100% of the time, right? So you're either going to break up or break down at some point. But even if you were looking for shorts here on XRP at the value area high golden pocket confluence, it's a very clear path for that trade, right? You're looking for price to very likely get a push into at least the POC, and then once you lose that POC, you can look for that bigger move down to the value area low. But those two major support levels we were looking at was this golden pocket 786 retracement, and we did just wind up putting in that higher low on that golden pocket and ripping on out of here for those new all-time highs. Technically now, XRP's new all-time high sitting at $3.40, just barely breaking its previous all-time high. But yeah, it's very, very nice to see. I've been an XRP holder for a very, very, very long time, guys. Very long time. So yeah, technically I've been a holder ever since the 2017 cycle. I'm not holding all my XRP from that cycle, but I was buying XRP back here in 2017 as well. It was one of the first coins that I ever bought. So yeah, it's nice to see XRP absolutely ripping here. So shout out to the XRP army in the chat. Let's see. Let me check in on chat here real quick. 15-minute bear div on XRP. Yeah. So, let's go lower time here, lower time frame here on XRP. So we do have a 15-minute confirmed bearish divergence. Now, the bear divs do get a little bit sketchy when you're in a strong uptrend. We talked about this last night as we were hitting our first target. We were putting in some bearish divergences here. You have your higher highs on price, your lower highs on your momentum waves. Now, does this mean that you can cool off? Absolutely. But does it necessarily mean that that's going to be a massive cool off? No, absolutely not. We were actually talking about this. Like, is that going to be the top, at least for a little while? But what happened? We kind of just got that quick move down, and then we just wound up ripping back up to all-time highs. So, this is why, context is always going to be king. If I thought this was a very, very strong short confirmation, I probably would have taken the trade right on the stream. But, you don't really want, I was saying specifically, I don't like to fade these strong moves to the upside, especially when you're that close to an all-time high target. But this does not mean, right, this 15-minute bear div could potentially give you a little bit of a cool-off. Now, if we come up to some of the higher time frames, you have that 1-hour red dot. Check that 4-hour. Come on, market side break. There we go. So you do have some mixed signals here, right? You have a fresh green dot on your 4-hour. Your 5-hour green dot is also printing. So, this would conflict, in my opinion, a significant short position. Really what you want to see here, especially with money flow coming up, what you want to see here for these significant short positions, guys, is like if you see 15-minute, 30-minute bearish divergences with money flow coming out, and then you see your 4-hour starting to come, if your 4 hours about to print a red dot, then you have at least a bunch of things going for you, right? You have a bearish signal on the 15-minute, right? Then you have the 4-hour red dot about to print, which we know if that 15-minute money flow comes out, could assist in that bigger move down. You want to have the lower time frame bearish signals in line with those other higher time frame bearish signals about to print, right? So you can get in on those lower time frames, right? Maybe you get a nice entry here on the 15-minute bear div, you enter here, but if that 4-hour was about to print a red dot, maybe this 15-minute bear div brings you down a little bit, and then you retrace. But by the time you put in a lower high, that 4-hour red dot starts printing, and that causes the bigger drop to the downside. You kind of want to think of it, I think of it as waves, right? Have you ever been to the beach and you go into, if you ever swam in the ocean, right? You get toppled by a wave, you kind of fall off your feet, and then you come up for water, and then that next big wave smashes you down and kind of pushes you towards the shore. That's kind of how I think of the time frames. The 15-minute is kind of that first wave that you want it to push price down, and then as you're trying to get back up, that 4-hour red dot comes in and smashes price back to the downside. And if you've ever gotten dunked in the ocean by waves, sometimes it gets very scary because you get pushed underwater and tumbled and you feel like you're going to die. Shout out to anybody who swims in the ocean. Shout out to the New Yorkers out there. But let's see. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to Blockchain Basement. Thank you for the super chat. Said smash those like buttons. Smash those likes, guys. We're off time here for stream. Shout out to Blockchain Basement. What is going on? Thank you for being here. We're off time here, so we're probably not going to go for 1,000 likes. It's probably unlikely. Let's go for like 550, and we'll give away $100 in Solana on Friday night's live stream. Let's see if we could do it. I do not know where our likes are right now. I can't see them, but if we're already at 550, congratulations. We're giving away $100 in Solana on Friday night's live stream. If not, rack up those likes. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Tomail, or Tumail. I don't know how to say your name, bro. He said, dang, Frankie coming through with the drowning comparison. So grim. Shout out to Tomail. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know how you would think of it on the way up, right? I can't think of a good metaphor for the way up. But that's really how I think about it, guys. Metaphors are just like, I think that's why a lot of people like to learn from me is because I kind of explain things in metaphors. That's how I learn, right? Someone puts a real-life example to explain an advanced concept. It's like that real-life example, that metaphor really makes it click for me. So that's just kind of how I do it. Shout out to BX Bricklayer says, love you, Frank. Love you, Frankie Luigi. Shout out, God bless. Yo, shout out to Bronx. BX Bricklayer. Shout out to you, and shout out to Jimmy Void. Jimmy Two Shoes, as we like to call him. Good to see you in here, bro. Welcome in. Blockchain B said 200 likes. Keep pushing. 550, guys. 550. I think we could do it. Ride the wave. Ride the wave or drown. Absolutely. Shout out to Philly Skills. Good to see you, bro. Welcome in. Ride the wave or drown. You want to go with the flow here. Shout out to Hybrid Family. It says trigger wave equals pew pew wave. Yes, absolutely. It's shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. All right, let's see. H-bar top mover of the day. Let's take a look at H-bar here real quick. I'll drop into some of these altcoins, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. And real quick, we never looked at this last night. How is XLM kind of lagging behind XRP here, which is interesting because typically they do mirror each other. H-bar looking kind of similar to XRP here, guys, right? We have that nice little bull pennant. Now, obviously, I do not trade bull pennants necessarily, but it is technically a bullish consolidation pattern. So when you see kind of, anytime you come up and you start to consolidate, you can kind of consider that bullish consolidation unless you start seeing bearish signals. But we do have that kind of bull pennant starting to pop out here. But I just do want to be clear. This is not how I trade. This is just kind of how we describe price action. But let's talk about kind of the next targets on H-bar. I'll pull those Fibonacci extension levels real quick. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, so our next major targets on H-bar, in my opinion, guys, probably going to be sitting up here. I'll highlight these first two extension targets, sitting between 43 and 45 cents. If we can crack this high here, mark that out as well. Right, crack this high. I think this is the next zone between about 43 cents and 45 cents, and then that top level at about 49 cents. Always going to be a zone here, guys, and we are cracking that key level that we want to break. This is that same kind of level, right? It's a very similar level that we had on XRP, saying, hey, if we break that 786, that's where we can see the journey into the all-time, or not all-time high. I don't think all-time high, right? Yeah, I was going to say. I was like, no way, H-bar is an all-time highs. But once we break that high, that is where, right, get above that 786. This is the doorway. If you get hold above this level, that's where you would look for the push into your high. Get above there. Look to push into those extension targets. So, again, sitting between 43 and 45 cents. Now, taking a look at Market Cypher, kind of the same thing here, guys. These 12 and 16-hour red dots. Now, money flow, again, would indicate that the trend is likely to continue up. Once that money flow crosses into the green, it's okay to have little ebbs and flows to the downside, but you are going to anticipate the overall trend to continue up. So you don't want to get super bullish at resistance, at least, locally. You want to wait for those pullbacks potentially. But let's see if we can come up into that high here at about 39 cents. We just got to watch that 12-hour red dot. I think if you do print that 12-hour red dot, whether it happens at the high or it happens into this Fibonacci extension, that is probably where we will see the next significant pullback on H-bar. Again, in the context of looking for higher lows and continuations of the trend to the upside. So, 16-hour looking the same. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily green dot now confirmed. 2-day green dot, come on. 2-day green dot now printing. Now, this is similar to what we saw on XRP on the 3-day. H-bar probably looks very similar on the 3-day as well. Yeah, so like this does look, right, if we're going to try to front run that bearish divergence here, guys, just like we did on XRP. I should have clipped it to show you guys exactly what we were looking at. But this is what it was, right? Seeing that momentum wave come down with a fresh green dot, this does look like we could print a bearish divergence. You might be saying, well, Frankie, we're looking for higher targets. Why are you looking for bearish divergences? Well, very simply put, to get that bear div, guys, we're going to have to put in a higher high on price, which could wind up being put in at that Fibonacci extension target, exactly like we saw on XRP, right? Right into that zone. So very, very similar setup here on H-bar. So we'll see if that 3-day green dot can push us above those highs. Can we see H-bar at 43 cents here coming up very soon? Hopefully, if it follows suit on XRP and with the same setup, money flow in the green, right? 3-day money flow in the green, 4-day money flow starting to work its way up with a green dot, 5-day green dot as well. Money flow's not crossing into the green here like XRP just yet, but it might mean that you're a little bit earlier to H-bar. If you feel like you're late to XRP, could be something to consider there. But not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. So that is pretty much what I am looking at here on H-bar. Higher time frames do look like we could continue to push up, and those are going to be the next targets. I'll just give this for fun. I don't know if we're going to rip all the way up here, anytime soon. But that next extension target, once we get above 49 cents, going to be sitting between 59 and 65 cents. So that's going to be really exciting if we can crack above those levels. But right now, locally, breaking that 786 is that lower high area that we would want to get above in order to see those higher prices. So as long as we hold above there, I think that all-time high potentially could be the next stop. Thick money flow here on the 2-hour. Very different time frames, guys. But yeah, looking a little bit overheated here as well, right? That 4-hour red dot's about to print. So again, turbulence is likely at resistance, especially when you have those VWAPs coming down. But nice that we're holding above that 786. Let's see. Shout out to Almighty Zeus said, question, can you check out SEI by chance, brother? Debating if it's a good buy or not. Yes, we could take a look at SEI, no problemo. Let's see. Shout out to JD said, Frankie, sometimes drowning is a good thing. Hey, when you're drowning in profit, it is definitely a good thing. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh no, Jesse and Mark Dutch are fighting. Oh no, we got a scuffle in the chat, guys. Be nice to each other. Please hug each other. Make up. Is this an XRP H-bar feud? Is this an XRP feud? Shout out. Unbelievable. Are they actually fighting? Unbelievable. Tony D, enforcers. We need some refs in the chat. People betting on. You guys are wild. Let's see. No, we did not take a look at Cardano. We'll take a look at Cardano and its SEI here in a second. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, let's continue on. I can't tell if there's actually an argument going on in chat. Caught a 28x long on XRP the other day. Shout out to Alt F4. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, let's continue on. Let's take a look at SEI real quick. Bada boom. Okay, well, I'll be honest with you guys. I forgot we had this here. This was something we were looking at on the live stream. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I was screaming this was not a signal, right? Because this is never signals, guys. You never can just hop on YouTube and copy trade somebody. It's not at least a long-term strategy. But I can tell you exactly what we were looking for here. I would have to try to find what time frame, but let me go ahead and get rid of this. But this was our key level of support here on SEI, right? Like once we lost this value area low, you're simply going to be looking down towards your next key levels of support, right? And when we look at this Fibonacci retracement, let me just get an idea, right? From the absolute low all the way pulled up to the high, we know the key levels of support are going to be number one, based off the Fibonacci, is going to be your golden pocket. If you lose that golden pocket, you're going to look for once you lose the golden pocket, where's the next likely place for price to go? I know somebody in the chat knows. It's going to be that 786 Fibonacci retracement, and it was also, in line and confluence with our value area high of the range, making it a very significant area of support where we would, right, if we bring up that level again, right, looking for lower lows on our price action with higher lows on our momentum waves. I don't know what time frame we were on, but looking for bullish divergences down here, and I would want to see some other confirmation as well. But if we were able to get those lower lows, right, which we did wind up getting, can't call it, exactly how it's going to play out. We wound up actually putting in the lower low here, right? But you're never going to get it perfect. But you can see here, if you understand the levels you're looking at and what you are watching to enter the trades, that is technically up in profit. Now, obviously, I didn't take that trade. This was just kind of something we were looking at for fun. But I'm glad this actually was sitting here because it just goes to show, right? Like, this is oftentimes where we would expect strong bounces. And where's your next key level of resistance? It's going to be the value area low of that previous range. So let me go ahead and hide this Fibonacci retracement. So right now on SEI, I will say, this is a key level of resistance, the value area low of your previous range, and this is a simple deviation below your volume profile into key support with bullish confirmations. You technically had a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour, but they're probably much more exaggerated and I don't want to say exaggerated, but a little stronger on some lower time frames. Let's try and find something here. Come on, why is TradingViews being slow today? There we go, right? Let's take a look at the 2-hour. Let's check the 1-hour. Come on, market cipher. There we go. Maybe we can go up higher. I mean, you had the 4-hour bull div. No 5-hour. So I guess it was only the 4-hour here, which is very, very, my opinion here is when you get 4-hour bull divs, guys, if you don't really have it here or you didn't have it at the time, but when you have the 4-hour bull divs and you have money flow coming up nicely, that does oftentimes give a signal of a very strong bottom coming in. It's not a perfect example here, but you got that bull div, you got the bounce, you're coming up to key resistance here. Once you flip this value area low to support, which I don't love these big wicks, but if you are able to hold support here, next stop could be the POC at about 45 cents. Now, let me take a look at Market Cipher B here. You have the 10-hour VWAP coming down. You have the 8-hour, VWAP coming down. Money flow coming up again. So we have some, potential local turbulence coming up, but money flow being in the green, as long as we can hold that, would indicate that we could continue our trend to the upside. And then once you flip that value area low, we'd be looking to go to that POC at 45 cents, flip that to support, potentially looking up towards 50 cents at that value area high. And another kind of local way that you can look at this, I'd probably be looking at it like this, but you could also pull a nice little profile right here, right? So I'd probably just look at it over this grander context, but that's just another volume profile that you could pull. You have some nice consolidation here, giving you some more local levels, right? This POC would be key to get above. So once you get above the value area low, you know that you have that POC there, and once you get above there, very likely you get that move into that 45 cent macro larger POC of the range. But this is pretty much that the context that I'd be looking at for SEI. Very nice. Just getting the bounce off that long zone. Just like many of the altcoins that we looked at, guys, even Solana coming down into our key level, which was a Fibonacci retracement, value area high. We put the low in right there. It's pretty much just in line with what we were looking at for our long position here at the low of the value area on Bitcoin, which has now obviously hit final take profit. So let's take a quick look at Cardano here, getting our rotation of the range here. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty textbook here, right? You come down to the low, you get a little bounce, you come back down into the low. I don't know if you had any significant, maybe a daily level down here. Yeah, you had your fresh daily horizontal here. Now I don't actively trade Cardano. Sometimes I'll trade Cardano, but right now I'm trading mostly Bitcoin. But you did have a daily horizontal down here. You deviate below your range low. This is key support. Obviously, the blue zones are going to be key support. Golden pocket, daily confluence underneath. We get the bounce back into the value area low. We flip that value area low to support, and then we get that move up to where? Right into that point of control before getting some turbulence. And now we are sitting above that point of control, which is really nice to see. Can we make it into our next key level of resistance, which is going to be that value area high 786, sitting at about 120 to 116. So as long as we get hold above this POC, the doorway into that zone is going to be open. Very similar, right, to what we look at on Bitcoin, right? Is it a volatile move? Yes. POC, dump, POC, little pullback, and then you honestly came into your zone, right? You reject, but finally you come up and tap that value area high. So it's the same thing here on Cardano. That's what I would be looking at here. So yeah, key zone of resistance now sitting at $1.16 to $1.20. Hold above that POC, we could potentially see that coming in. Now you do have local resistance here as well. Let me actually take a look at some of these higher time frames. Yeah, 8-hour money flow in the green, but again, you do have your VWAP coming down. So I would be careful of some turbulence here. And you do have some local levels of resistance here as well. If we pull this like that, right? I guess now we're deviating outside of this volume profile. So yeah, I mean, you do have these local volume profile levels that you can pull. However, for the most part, stay above this POC. That is where I would be looking for a continuation into, come on, that value area high. right? Simple volume profile trade here, guys. The volume profiles will absolutely change your life, right? Because you're not trading any, even this little lackluster move that did not give you a full move to the POC. It's still a beautiful move of a deviation from the value area low. You didn't hit the POC, but you still have 16% move. Plenty of room to take profit there. This is what gives you, waiting for these key levels is what gives you those high probability trades. I only like to trade the extremes of these volume profiles. Very simply put. All right, let's see. How can ADA be tax-free in the U.S. if it's not even U.S.-based crypto? Shout out to Marino. You're asking the wrong guy. I'll tell you that much. But that is, I know Trump was proposing something like that. Now, when it comes to that kind of stuff, guys, I will say, as bullish as that can be, like even just hearing the news of that, whether that actually goes through and actually happens or not is a whole nother story. So I don't really base any of my trades based off of that or how I invest. It's really the news and the rumors that you kind of want to, and the narratives that you want to trade around with. Now, if that did wind up being that case, that would be absolutely insane and probably send everything skyrocketing. But getting that, saying something and then making it happen. If you guys, pay attention to politics at all, it's, regardless of what side you're on, like, just politics in general, like they want to say anything they can to get into office. And then, sometimes they do what they're going to say. Sometimes, it's impossible to do everything they say. So yeah, you just have to be careful with that stuff. But hopefully it does happen. It is going to be an interesting year. 2025 is going to be an interesting year for sure. Shout out to God said, asking the wrong person, are you evading taxes? No, I just, it's just, I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of that. I'm not an expert on that stuff, so I don't really want to give any significant advice. Not advice, but I want to give like significant input on something I don't feel like I'm an expert in. Now charts, I'll break them down all day for you. But yeah, I'm not afraid to say if I'm not, I don't sit up here and talk to you guys about the intricacies. I say this all the time, the intricacies of like Bitcoin mining or NFTs or anything like that. It's not my forte. But yeah, all right. Let's see. Just pay someone to hack your wallet. That's crazy, Tomail. Oh God, that's crazy. Contact tax professionals, guys. I am not any kind of tax professional or financial advisor. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. I got an important question about those volume profiles. Is your value area at 70 or are you on a different number? No, absolutely. That is, I have tutorials on the channel. If you check out the beginner series, we do have the, tutorials on exactly not only how to set them up, but how to actually trade them a little bit more in detail. But yeah, my value area is 70, meaning that 70% of your volume is traded inside of that value area. So yes, absolutely. All right, let's see. Can we check out Pengu? Yes. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me see something here. All right, Pengu, Tether US, Binance. Okay, so yeah, shout out to Pengu. Guys, this could be, right? This could be, I'm pretty bullish on Pengu, right? This is not mean go panic buy Pengu, but I'm pretty bullish on this. If you guys know anything about Pudgy Penguins, they're doing a lot of stuff that we have not really seen in crypto before. I think Tony D said he was seeing them in Walmart. This is pretty insane, right? So in my opinion, what's the market cap on this? I think the market cap's pretty high at this point. Let me check here. Come on. Yeah, it's it's $2 billion, right? So the market cap's pretty high. However, this could potentially, I would not be surprised. Now, this is not me saying I'm guaranteeing this, but I would not be surprised to see this, maintain a kind of blue chip status moving into the future of crypto in general, assuming obviously nothing crazy happens. But from a chart perspective, if we take a look at the higher time frames, there's not a lot of information here. If I had to try to dissect this, this is super sketchy. But, could be some kind of a green dot coming on the daily with a little bit of a, trigger wave here. You're nowhere near the negative 60 line, but take that with a grain of salt. There's not a lot of information here, but it honestly looks very similar to a lot of other stuff, right? You have your 10-hour red dot printing, your 12-hour red dot about to come in, 16-hour red dot is also printing. We come on down to those lower time frames. Like I said, when I see those red dots on the 12 and 16-hour, I immediately go down to the, oh my God. Hang on, guys. We got this is crazy. At mods, we just got spammed. We just got spammed. All right, let me take care of this, guys. We are off time here, so I know we don't have a ton of mods in the chat, so I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, this is crazy. Wow, stream at a different time, man. The bots are crazy, 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 crazy. All right, hopefully I don't accidentally ban somebody that we don't want to ban. All right, there we go. I think that is almost there. Almost there, guys. We're getting shilled. We're getting shilled. There we go. Hammer time, baby. And they're gone. Okay, there we go. We got one more. We got one more. There we go. I love you guys. Listen, I hope everybody's coins go to the moon, but we can't have the shilling. All right, let's continue on. There we go. Thanks, Tony. That was actually me. Shout out to, actually, it was probably tag team. Bots go away. Tony, me and Tony just tag team in the bots. Just get Mrs. Candles in here. She's still on the compressor pumping up, guys. We're trying to fix we're trying to fix Mrs. Candles. All right. So yeah, shout out to Tony. Try to keep an eye on those. But anyway, taking a look here. 1 hour money flow in the red here, 45-minute money flow in the red. So it's 16 hour. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a difficult chart to read here. I mean, I will say this, right? If you're able to maintain your higher low here on your Fibonacci retracement levels on Pengu, whoops, let me change that to entry zone. So yeah, that's kind of the higher low that you want to hold, right? So you come down, you got the golden pocket retracement. If you come into that 786, you would hope that you can get the bounce there. That's your best chance to break structure back to the upside. If I try to pull some of this, it's a little bit of a wonky range here, but if you look at it, you could see once we start getting these volume profiles on the chart, you could start to get some really nice context into like what you're looking at. I don't know how people don't use volume profiles. Like I would be lost without seeing this, right? Because now you're looking at this and you're like, well, okay, what happened here, right? You deviated above your high, and obviously you could have been looking at this range as price was coming up, where you could have been looking for short positions, back down into the range, back to the POC, and back down to the value area low. And now you see here, whoops, let me get that line back on there. Right now you see here, well, hey, this could be an interesting level of support, because if we hold our higher low here on the local Fibonacci retracement, this could be an area to say, hey, you're deviating below the value area low. If you had some kind of bullish confirmations down here, which I could try to spot for you. Let's see here. You don't have a ton of confirmation. Yeah, you don't have any significant bull divs or anything like that. But if you were to potentially, I'm not saying you're guaranteed, but if you were potentially to come down, tap that 786, you may be able to get some 15-minute bull divs here for a potential return back into your range above that POC, and then get the move up into the value area high. But you're already above your value area low here. So just from a volume profile perspective, you get above that value area low. Where do you go? Right into the POC. If we break that POC, you may be able to begin your journey up to that value area high sitting at 0.0349. So that's what I'd be looking at here on Pengu locally. It's kind of hard because this is a wonky range. You could even this is like super chopped out price action. So yeah, it's a little bit of a wonky range. The chart's kind of choppy, but I will say this: if we pull this range up here, actually we don't even have to pull the range. Let me pull up the visible range volume profile real quick. Come on, volume. There we go. So yeah, you can see here, once you kind of break above these highs, you do have somewhat of a low volume gap leading up to about 0.0399, almost 4 cents. And then if you pull your volume profile, I wouldn't be shocked if this was confluent with a value area level at about 4 cents. Well, there you go. There it is. Simply trading those rotations of value. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So if we get out of here, say you get above the POC, whether you get that push into the 786 first or not, if you're able to, the key level here to hold is the 786, right? 0.031. As long as you stay above that, get above the value area low POC, look for a move into the value area high. Once you get out of here, start cracking highs, volume does start to fall off, more specifically above about 0.037. That's where you could see a quick move into your value area low. And then you're probably going to get resistance here, but at that point, your roadmap is clear. Even if you get a pullback, hopefully you can get back into that value area low and see a continuation up. So I'll actually go ahead and mark out some of these price levels so you guys can get them on your chart, right? Value area high sitting here. Next key level is going to be your value area low, then your POC, then your value area high, right? And then your low volume gap, does sit. Let me zoom in a bit here. Come on, volume. What do we need? Do we need like a $40,000 PC to get these things to load? So yeah, you do have a bit of the low volume gap kind of starts here, but it really starts to pick up once you get above these highs. So just keep in mind you do have that low volume gap, and then technically it does kind of start right about here, right? You can see high volume node, big gap, high volume node, right? So you wiggle your way up in here, could get things moving pretty quickly into your next key zone of resistance. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Pengu. Locally, you have your 15-minute money flow trying to come up with a green dot here. It's kind of getting rejected. Let's see what that 4 hour's doing. Yeah, 4-hour green dot's not that close to printing, but these are definitely the levels that I would be watching personally. Remember, this is a gap, not resistance. Well, it will be resistance till you break into it. Then it will be a quick-moving gap. Remember, fast moves down oftentimes lead to fast moves up, right? And it's not the best gap, to be quite honest, right? If you zoom in here, you could see, like, it was an aggressive move down, but it wasn't just a single candle like a huge drop like this. You kind of grinded to the downside, so I would expect something similar, right? You either fly through that or you kind of get that aggressive grind to the upside, right? You can just see that perfectly visualized on the volume profiles. All right, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. I'm down for a chair ceremony. Shout out to French Toaster. Shout out to Tony D. Yeah, I don't know if Tony D has something for me. He said it's a gift. I don't know if it's a chair. A lot of people are speculating it's a new chair. If it is, we will have a ceremony, and we will light those candles. And by the way, guys, we are not a cult. Hashtag not a cult. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Tony. Yo, it's like that crazy spam. That's I don't understand. Like, do people I wonder if do they think that people don't know that those are bots? I don't know the strategy. I mean, it must work. If they do it, it must work. New chair incoming. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hopefully, that'd be sick. If I get a new chair tonight, yeah, we are definitely no Oculus. Hashtag not a cult. Not a cult. We're not a cult, guys. I know we light candles and have ceremonies here. It's pretty funny, too. Every time we have a little candle ceremony, everybody spams the candles in the chat. It does get kind of creepy. But anyway, it's just a pair of socks, Frankie. Shout out to Toenail. A sniff cult. Yeah, we smell stuff. We do weird. Usually cults do blood rituals. We just do nose rituals. Shout out to Tony D. Said, thank you for the super chat. He said, I'm not special. I just banned the user instead of deleting the comments. It was the same 5 or 6 people, so they just kept coming back. Shout out to Tony D. Let's go. Thank you for that, bro. All right, let's continue on here. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, wait, still no new chair? Explain this. Well, shout out to Creighton C. We want to keep the meme alive. But I think it might end pretty soon if Tony D does have a new chair. But I still don't really know what he has. Let's see. Hashtag not a cult. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm looking at here on Pengu. We took a look at ADA. We took a look at a quick look at Solana. We took a look at Bitcoin. Really what I wanted to do here was update you guys on Bitcoin, showing you kind of the local resistance levels that we were hitting and how we did come down to our key level to get that support. So hopefully you guys were able to learn something from that. We explained exactly why we were looking for support at this level, and we got that clean short to hit final TP before that next bounce to the upside. I did catch the short. I did miss the long, but I am still holding my longer time frame long that I've been holding since the bottom of this value area. I've taken big profits here, and now we are just holding a portion of that in case we do get that rip to the upside. So those are the key levels to watch, guys. Get out of this value area into the golden pocket, and then once you get that golden pocket, that's probably the next shot that we have for a big move up or a bigger move up into about $104,000. But we do have a lot of resistance ahead. Watch that local Fibonacci retracement. Hopefully we don't put the local lower high in here. It does look like we may want to push up here. And hopefully I can, not hopefully, but I kind of would not hate getting stopped out of that short position just to see price continue up. So we'll see what happens here, guys. But I think that's all the time we got for today's live stream. You'd make a great mod someday, Tony D. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Yeah, maybe we'll make you a mod, Tony. Let's see. Yo, shout out to V Slim. Said you used to eat weird stuff. Yeah, we used to eat crickets back when we had the wheel. I would eat crickets if we hit light goals. But then I started growing antennas, so my doctor told me I had to stop eating the crickets. Shout out to V Slim. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. Let's see. Can you help me in joining the dining room? Shout out to Fireball Band. Yeah, if you want to join the dining room, guys, basically what the dining room does is it is kind of our freemium section of the Discord. We have the free Discord, and then we have the kitchen, which is the premium Discord. But the dining room is our kind of freemium. If you have used any of our affiliate links for our exchanges, and you are on our links, if you come on over to the dining room, first off, you do get one weekly, or sometimes it's multiple, but we do put weekly premium posts in here. We basically share a little bit of sauce. I post it every day in the premium, but once a week we will drop a post in here. A lot of times they are trade setups. I don't want to leak the new ones here if there are any. A lot of times they are trade setups. Sometimes they're just general TA. But if you wanted to get an idea of how we handle the premium Discord and like how we do the setups and all that stuff. You want to get like a little bit of an endless free trial, but again, it is limited. It's once a week, but you can check that out. Just come to Unlock Access. If you have used our links for any of the exchanges, you come in here, whatever link you used, FEMEX, Blowfin, MEXC, whatever it is, just go ahead and click whatever exchange you used, and then you type in your user ID here, hit submit, and then and also just come read through the directions. It tells you how to get in. But all you have to do, especially if you're already on our links on an exchange, like you just get access to this for free. So there you go. That's how you get in. So yeah, shout out if you want to get a little free trial to the premium. That is how you do it. If you have any trouble, just at Tony D in the chat, and hopefully he can get in touch with you and help you out further. But, guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for today's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us here on this weird time live stream. Smash that like button on your way out. Alt4 says, well, thank you for the super chats, bro. He says, what happens when all the XRP tokens are sold out and the supply demand comes in? What price do you think it could get to? Shout out to Alt4. All of my price targets are based off the charts, the ones that I went over on the stream. I know a lot of people have some crazy, crazy predictions for XRP going to $10,000, $500, $589. This is not something that I am necessarily looking at. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I know there's like, certain reasons why they think this could happen. But for me, based off market cap, based off the charts, those are the local targets I'm looking at. If we can get between 15 and 20 bucks, like 20 bucks would be a really, really high-end target for me this bull run, at least this bull run, right? When I talk about my major targets, I'm talking about this cycle. Who knows what happens in the future. But those are, between $5 and $14 are my major targets, and then $20 is kind of like, I'd be like, dang, we saw 20 bucks. That would be crazy. But that's kind of how I approach that. Let's see. Shout out to Hassam, said, Frankie, off topic, what shows do you enjoy watching? Shout out to Hassam. I will say this. I don't really watch a ton of TV, but I will say this. I think You Should Leave on Netflix is one of the weirdest. You're either going to hate it or you're going to love it. It's one of the weirdest, but one of the funniest shows. If you have the same kind of sense of humor that me and Tony D have, go check it out, which I have a feeling you guys do. The Mafia has very similar humor to us. So go check that out if you're interested. That is also Silicon Valley, goated show. I've watched that show like 3 times over. Amazing, amazing show. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Wick's Wife, Fine89. Said, Frankie, XRPP making us happy. Shout out to Wick's Wife. Absolutely. Shout out to Wick 589. Shout out to Mark Dutch, Jesse, Hassam. Shout out to Robert Jones. Says, where's the premium discount? We don't have any discounts running right now. If you want to check it out, go to frankiecandlestrading.com so you can check out all the pricing. But we don't have any discounts. We will be running like periodic discounts from here from time to time. But we did do just a huge Black Friday sale that a lot of people got in at. But we will let you guys know if we have any discounts coming up. Until then, check out the dining room for free. See what we do there. Check out some of the setups and how we actually handle the trading there in the premium. Mad love, Frankie. You the GOAT. Shout out to Lux. Shout out to Nirvana. Shout out to Lucho. No giveaways today, Lucho. But what's going on, man? Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Same place, different time, 5:45. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in